Well, welcome back. This is episode 227 of NooBTooB, a weekly independent podcast where we are finally doing a full 60-minute episodes.
We are back. We're here. We've got all the time in the world.
Oh, I thought you were going to finish that with something else.
We're here, Yuzo's.
Not. I am Yuzo Watanabe.
And I'm Tobin Kozair, and this week we are talking about Yakuza 4! Finally!
Not next week?
No!
No?
We've been waiting for so long to talk about Yakuza. Also up is Pixeljunk Shooter 2 and Okamiden.
It's a Pixeljunk.
Pixeljunk.
And our new releases include WWE All Stars, the third birthday on the PSP, and, of course, Moondiver.
Strider?
What?
Moonstrider?
Moonstrider?
Diver Strider?
Yeah, but let's get started with our show.
Yes.
Hey.
Wait, hold on. Oh, there's nothing in the little kitty
this.
glass.
We only get the best for
Yes.
NooBTooB. This is sake, Nigori, unfiltered.
Why have a box of wine when you can have a bottle of sake?
That's right. I love the little guy here, but it's Poochie Poochie.
Yes. So the
Ooh.
goal here is to see Yuzo falling down drunk off sake because it's
Here you go,
hilarious.
sir.
Yes.
Is it carbonated?
I don't know what you bought. It seems like you bought carbonated sake.
Holy shit, I bought carbonated sake. I've
What
never
is
heard
that?
that before.
I don't think that even
Sparkling sake.
What the fuck? All right, we're drinking the champagne of sake. It's like Coors Light of sake.
Isn't that MGD? All right. Boop.
All right.
All right.
Oh, that's weird.
Ooh. Oh.
Oh, that's weird.
Sorry about that. I did not realize
You may
it
have
was
chosen.
sparkling.
Oh, what the fuck? That's weird.
It's not bad.
It's not terrible. It's actually kind of tasty.
Okay, Yakuza 4. So,
Speaking of sake,
yes, we had a lot of
Speaking
it.
of Japan being awesome,
Oh my
speaking
god.
of Yuzo being Japanese,
Oh, really? Oh,
are you growing back the paternity beard?
dude, I just shave every once in a while
All
now,
right,
so it's
all
not
right.
it's not full on growth yet.
So Yakuza 4!
Yakuza 4.
Yakuza 4!
Dude, how long have you been waiting for this game? At least a couple of years.
I've been waiting forever since Yakuza 3. The demos, we played the demos at E3, we played the demos at PAX. All they let you play was the fighting.
Oh, I know.
And I liked the fighting, so I was like, oh, that's fine. But then we got all these people on YouTube
Yeah.
and stuff like, dude, Tobin, you're so excited about Yakuza. I tried the demo, and it was me in 4 different fights, and it was really boring and stupid. It's
it was pretty boring. and
fair
stupid,
enough. That
actually.
is a terrible demo of Yakuza. They shouldn't have done it that way because
yeah.
the game is...
Well, you'd think they would at least
Not
like
that.
pick a couple of different stores, like leave you to one block to do one.
Yeah, let you
mission.
see what it's like to wander around.
It's ridiculous. I mean, because one of the best things about Yakuza is that it's a perfect Japan simulator. Right? We talked about it when we talked about Yakuza 3.
Yeah.
But for some, I was even more impressed this time around.
I know.
It seems like they modeled Kabukicho so
Kamurocho.
Kamurocho. Well,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yes.
But yeah, they modeled it so well, and I was looking at them like, I was in that one.
Yes,
Right?
I've been in that shop. I've seen that dude. Like there'll be like the salary man like bent over like
Yep.
crying on the sidewalk. It is impossible to describe this. You know, like if you haven't tried the game, and it helps if you've been to Japan. But if you haven't been to Japan, this makes you feel like you're there.
Yeah.
Because it's got all the different pieces of the culture, and they went back and they added the few things that they had removed for the previous Yakuza. People kind of complained that there weren't any of the hostess shops.
Oh, there's a lot of hostess shit going on.
You own a hostess shop.
Yeah, I know hostess shop.
Whatever, hostess bar.
But yeah, you own one, and like you have to like work with the girls. It's like almost like a dating sim because you have to understand their likes and dislikes,
Yes.
and like it's kind of complicated. And honestly, I'm actually kind of enjoying it. It's
Yes.
weird.
So that's the funny thing is what you have to wrap your head around with Yakuza is it is 20,000 games in one. It just I mean, you go in and you own the hostess club, and suddenly you're dressing the girl up, and then you're walking around the club and listening to what people are saying. They're like, I like a conservative girl in a nice dress. And you're like, okay, let's make this happen. So you like take off her makeup, put on a dress.
Oh, you have to
whatever.
find the right shop that sells conservative clothes. You got to go there and buy them for her. It's just like I had to bling out this girl that wanted. It was just like, oh my god, there's this whole game in a game, and
that's just one thing. And then you leave there and you go to an arcade, and inside the arcade there'll be some of the UFO catchers where you try and grab things, or there'll be like the shmups, there'll be like the sit down, shoot 'em up.
Have
games.
you actually done any of the UFO things? I'm wondering if the prizes there will also like work because like they intertwine so many of the different games.
So I went to the UFO catcher machine. I got a little teddy bear, and then I gave it to a girl.
Sweet.
Everything
Yes.
is mixed together. All the pieces work together. You can pick up things that are weapons. You can pick up things that are gifts. You can go and buy booze. Check this out. You can go and buy booze meet a homeless dude, and the homeless dude's like, man, I want some booze. You give it to him, and then if you get in a street fight near that homeless dude, he hops in
shit. He
and
start kicking ass?
fucking starts beating on people on your behalf.
Dude, I haven't found that guy yet. Is it just like a random
There's
thing,
like
or?
3 dudes. I found 3 dudes,
Shit.
and they're all homeless dudes, and
And
you
you
give
gotta
them
give 'em-
booze. And they hop into your fights.
Well, I'm totally gonna go to the convenience store and go pick up some booze
Pick up some
and
booze.
take care of that. But
Yeah.
like you were telling me, like, oh hey, have you done this yet? And I'm like, no. And then I was just like, have you done ping pong yet? And you're
Yeah.
like, not yet, right?
But then I did.
Yeah, then you did. It's
Yes.
just like it's hard to explain. There are mini games in this which you will never find.
No.
Ever.
Oh,
Anywhere
they're
else. Any
ridiculous.
other
There's
game.
like all these Asian dice games. There's all sorts
Mahjong.
of Mahjong.
Which I was like actually like kind of depressed that they didn't have it in Yakuza 3,
Yeah.
and then they put it in there. I went there, and I'm like, ooh, I don't like mahjong.
No, I don't really like Mahjong
It's
either.
kind of like a very advanced gin rummy,
Right.
but I don't get it. Like you have to memorize all these combinations. It's like
It's all about memorization. Like you want to memorize all the stuff you're putting together. But I did go through, and I actually thought the ping pong was kind of funny.
the ping pong. Okay, how does the ping pong work?
So you go to a
onsen.
spa,
Yeah.
an onsen, and they match you up with a girl, and you're playing ping pong against the girl.
Yeah, and it's just like ping pong, where it's very similar to what is it, like Rockstar
Yeah.
ping pong, where you have to do timing, but it's very simplified.
A lot simpler, yeah.
Yeah. So you're hitting it back and forth, right? But then you have special moves.
Right. You can stare at her.
Well, to power your special move, which is the special move is you basically slam it and you automatically get a point.
Right.
But to power it up is probably the most bizarre.
What do you do?
unique- You fucking hit a button, it slows down time, and all you do is you stare at her chest. And she's in a fucking yukata, right? Like
Yeah.
a robe.
There's nothing to
It's not like
stare
you see
at.
it. Yeah, it's just. See the ping pong like slowly go across, and you're like, okay, oh, bam, and you
Yeah.
go back, and then basically you start the breast about 3 times.
Yeah.
You fill your special meter, and you get an automatic free point. What?
But did you play the hot oil massage game?
So you're telling me about it, I'm just like, okay, man, this has got to be hot, right? 'Cause
There's a mini game.
You were talking this shit up, and I'm just like, all right.
Did you do the VIP one?
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't. You have to do it 5 times.
You gotta do it 5 times to get
Shit,
the
so I didn't-
VIP hot oil
I didn't have
massage.
enough money because that shit's expensive, right? It's 5,000 for the regular one, 8,000 for the special one. And I went, well, let me do the regular one. I'm like, we'll talk about that later. I did the special one. I'm like, what the fuck, right? You did it 5 times. You had you spent 40,000 yen. Okay, so let's talk about the normal one first.
So the whole thing is there's this bar on the side, and you want to get as high on the bar as possible without going over the top. And it's clearly an analogy for having a lot of excitement without maybe going over the top, if you know what I'm saying.
But you look at the bar and you're like, oh, and it's very hard to control sometimes.
is very hard.
Especially the higher it gets.
Right.
And what's
You're getting points for how close you are to the top.
Yes, because if you can keep it close to the top for a very long
Right.
time, then you win.
Right.
Just like life. But what's awesome is they apparently got some. Do you know Morning Musume? It's like apparently, so it's like this really like very long running like TV show in Japan.
yeah, I've
So
heard
she's
of
like
that.
this idol.
Yeah.
So they got her, modeled her, took her voice. So she's like this total sex bomb.
Yeah.
In there, she's like, oh, and like, it was hard. The game was hard.
Yes.
The game's really because it is not just because I'm keeping here because I'm looking.
Because
at
you're
her.
looking at her. That's the trick, and that's what's funny is like so she's in she's in normal clothes for the thing. Then I did it 5 times to you. I unlocked the VIP mode. She's in a bikini and she's like sticking her butt in the camera and stuff.
shit.
So basically, you
know
can
what I'm gonna do
only
when I
win.
get home.
You can only win this game if you are staring exactly at this thing, and if it goes up or down, you drag it up or down really quick. And the whole time there's this girl in a bikini, and you're just like trying and invariably like I did the VIP one, so I went over and it was just like she like wags her butt in the air. And I look
You're like,
over and it was like boink.
And basically afterwards, when you fail, you see him going like this.
Yeah, and then she's
She's
like,
like-
she's like, what were you stressed or something?
It was like, it was really hard to massage you.
yeah,
You
that
were
was a
just so
really
tense.
disappointing performance you just had on my face.
Her makeup is refreshed, which
That
is
would
really
be funny
nice.
actually if afterwards she was doing this.
She's
She's like, I told you not in the eye. Damn it.
And the hilarious thing is, like, she's not even doing anything real. Like, I guess with the bikini, she is, but like, she's just kind of sitting there, just saying random things. She's really cute for a thing. I'm just like, this is bizarre. And you can actually go online right now in YouTube. You can actually do Yakuza 4 massage, and you can see exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So pause. It's weird.
It's more fun to play it than to watch the YouTube video.
And the worst thing about it is when you fail or you win, I have no idea why.
Yeah.
They show a picture of a baby.
Yeah,
Right?
it's weird.
Like when you fail, it's just a baby crying.
Crying. And otherwise, yeah, I'm assuming that if I did really well, they might be different pictures, but I never did well enough.
I finished, and I'm just looking at the babies like...
Yeah, but you finished with, like, you probably didn't get, like, the super number
not the
of
VIP,
points.
no,
Yeah.
apparently not.
So... I mean, and we're just touching on like 1% of the things. I mean, like there's this whole other thing where you can get your camera phone, and a lot of the game is fighting. If you wander around the streets, people pick a fight with you. You go and there's boss fights, whatever. And then as you get in fights, you can level up your stuff. And also, you can be walking through the street and you hear people talking like, "Man, there's this married couple fighting in the alleyway," and you're like, "Oh, that's kind of weird." And you go and you take your camera and take a picture, and then it goes into this really interesting, hilarious scene, like the one that I saw. I mean, I've seen a couple now. And there's this one where this dude is like cheating on his wife, and she comes out like throwing knives at him and like doing ninja shit and he's like trying to block her with a table. And then so this whole really funny thing goes along where you're having to push. It's like quick time events, and at the end of it, they're like, "What did you just learn?" And like 3 different things come up, and they're just like, "Well, you can break someone's defense with a quick chop to the face, or
and the only way to get it is through those.
If you choose the wrong thing that you learned, then the event goes away, and you have to come back like an hour later and try and take the picture again.
Oh my god!
And there's a whole bunch of different ones. And they're really funny. There was one where there's like this guy was like stealing this girl's underwear and
off of her,
like I think off of like a clothesline or something.
Yeah, sure.
And he's like falling in slow motion. There's like panties, and it's playing like classical music, and he's just like going, and there's like this huge cloud of panties flowing through the air. God, it's just
this game is so like into the psyche of like the standard like Japanese male at that point, because it's just like obviously it's like anybody young is going to be like all that, but there's this interesting twist for some reason where it's a little perverted.
Yes,
and just a little.
And they don't mind cursing either. I mean, they'll be like shit, fuck, blah blah blah, and they got a really good translation so that the slang is actually realistic. Like people actually speak in a way that's believable.
Oh, and I love the fact that they actually kept the Japanese language for everything, and it's all just subtitles. And you're right, the subtitle translation is perfect.
Yeah.
But like, so one of the things that I thought was interesting was like about this game. There's so many mini games. I almost diverted to do those and not even do the main story.
But why not? You're
you
just
problem with that?
You're free to wander Tokyo as you wish and do whatever you want. Like
I was almost like hurting because like there was so much to do.
Yeah.
That I didn't feel like I was making progress.
I'm okay with that.
No issue, because like me, I'm like to be directed. I like like if I'm playing WoW, right? I have like 5 quests, do these things, and I feel great because like check. And there's only one thing where you have sub stories where you have that, and I was going through all those because I wanted to be completist.
Of course.
But it's just the sub stories. But there's this random shit like you're talking about. I could go over here and there's this guy shows up and he's like, "Yeah, I have a hard time, getting fucking people to come work for your club. Like, teach me how to do it." And it's this whole new quest that lasts like 20 minutes. And I'm like. Okay.
You want the check mark. You want. I taught some dude how to hire girls for my hostess club.
I want to know it's coming up,
right?
And I know how to do it. I want to say check. It's a minor point, but I want that satisfaction. When it's here, it's just like, holy shit! Oh, I got to do this. Oh, like it's distracting. Almost.
It is distracting, and they've actually added, I think, better tracking now in this one than they had in the previous ones.
Absolutely.
Because now they've got all of the trophies. They tell you what you need to do. You like collect all of the keys in Kamurocho, or do this, or meet all the homeless dudes, and they actually tell you your progress. Like I don't know if you saw that like it wasn't the subquest part, but there was like another one. It was like awards
or something.
But it actually tells you. You can drill down into them, and it'll actually lay out like you've met 7 out of the 40 homeless people in the town.
I didn't even get to that detail. Well, they had the same thing for the lockers. I remember being really anal about that.
Yes.
And fucking finding locker keys is hard.
It is.
Like I'd be like going in random quarters looking for little shiny shit.
Yep.
Like it.
So I got a special item that you can wear on your body that when you get close to a locker key, it bings. It makes a little noise.
Where did you get that?
Was it a random event? It was some random dude.
Oh,
it was some dude just standing. The world is so big and so active. Like I can't even tell you where to do stuff and when to do stuff because you don't even know.
Well, you were telling me about the massage, and seriously, like I was so curious because you were bigging it up, and I walked all around town. I went to the item list, and I'm looking, and I'm like, there's nothing with the word massage in it, right? So I'm like, Volcano. I'm like, maybe that's it.
It was called like Love.
It was like Love in the Hole or something like that, right? And I'm like, okay. And I happened upon it like randomly. I'm like, oh, maybe this. Oh, massage. And I finally got it. So that's actually kind of annoying to some extent.
But you're encouraged to explore the town, to try every shop, to walk into every room.
Because this game basically is just like has everything laid out to you, and you can just like take your little taste,
right,
and get over here and like do everything complete or not.
And the cool thing is as you play, if you play that way, like if you play instead of going after every single little thing, if you kind of play in the wandering method that I do, like stick my nose in every shop, by the time you're 15 hours in or something, you start to be like, well, I know this town. Like, this thing happens, and like I know that I need to go over here. This guy needs me to go buy, I shit you not, cat food or milk for these little kitties that he's taking care of. I'm like, I know where to go get cat food. It's right down there at the convenience store because I live in this town. Because I fucking
you rule this town.
I own it, and as I walk the street, somebody's just like, "Punk bitch, give me your money." I'm like, "Oh, whoa!"
Yeah, 2 seconds later, bam, bam, bam.
Fucking smash his face into the wall.
I gotta say, the fighting systems even like remember I was really down on Yakuza because the fighting sucked. The very first one, terrible. Second one a little better. Third one pretty awesome. This one's even better.
This one's off the hook.
It feels awesome.
Yeah. And the thing that absolutely blew my mind is there's 4 playable characters in Yakuza 4. So I spent about 15 hours on the first guy.
Jesus Christ, are you kidding me?
Went through, finished all of his sub-stories, finished his story.
So you didn't let a single sub-story?
I probably missed some stuff.
Okay, gotcha.
But not much. But the thing is, I got to the next story, you're a new dude, completely reset all of your combat abilities, and his combat style is completely different.
Huh. So the first guy's all kicks,
He's all kicks. This new guy is all about kind of like throws and grabs. He can pick up bigger dudes. All of his moves. He can. This is fucking hilarious. You knock somebody down on the ground. You can grab them by their feet and pick them up and fucking slam into people.
Oh, that's awesome.
As you learn the combat styles, you'll switch to a new person and then learn an entirely new style of combat.
A new game.
Yeah.
But are you still in Kamurocho?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay.
I mean, like the second guy's in prison, and you got to do that stuff. But then you go.
But then you come back, right? Because the thing I loved about Yakuza is like you start in Okinawa, you got to learn that town, then you go back to Kamurocho. So it really did feel like I'm exploring a new zone. And granted, Kamurocho.
Kamurocho.
Kamurocho's like it's big, but it's still not that big, right? You can walk to one end to the other. You can sort of get a feel for it, like you're saying.
Right.
I feel a little constrained.
But they did add a whole bunch of new stuff. So, I mean, I don't know if you played far enough to do this, but so it used to be Kamurocho.
Yeah.
Now there's an entire world underground. There's like underground malls. There's where all the homeless people live. There's like this abandoned underground city.
Get in there? Because I was trying to like find the. Okay, don't tell me. But you can get in there. That's good.
Yeah, but I think you know what? I don't think I ever got in there till the second guy. So I think that it comes.
Well, because I was looking at them, just like here's the wasteland. I'm like, there's got to be something in here, right?
Yeah.
And like,
And then also you can go on the top of the buildings, and then you can navigate the whole world on the top. And there's sub stories that happen up on top, and there's things you can take pictures of on top. So I mean, they did kind of triple the size of the world by making it up and down.
I mean, the underground and the above ground is pretty small for the most part, but still, it does feel like it's big. I'm glad you can go to other areas like prison and other areas. But so far, so you're like already 20 hours in probably, and you're only the second guy. And there's 4 stories.
Yeah.
And I think is the last one Kazuma?
I'm assuming.
Okay.
I'm assuming.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I mean, I know that Kazuma's in it because he was in the demo. So he's one of the 4 playable guys.
But this game, one of the things I actually like, and I didn't expect to like it so much for this reason, but I like the heart in this game.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like in the beginning, you are the moneylender of whatever, the lifeline of Kamurocho, right? You're like the moneylender, and all you're doing is going around lending people money, but you're teaching them a lesson.
Yes, and you're doing it at no interest. So this guy made a whole bunch of money back in the past, and he's just like, I will lend you money if you do what I say.
If you do this test.
You do this test, and he'll test them. He's like, I can see that you're completely afraid to shut a company down, so I'm going to put you in charge of a company where you have to shut it down.
And you learn your lesson.
And you sit back, you're like, ha ha ha, I have taught you something.
Yeah, so I'm going around like doing good, and sometimes like, you're doing really menial shit, like getting some cat food. But each time you do it, like, I feel good. It's weird, right? It's just like not any other game. Any other game, you're like, oh, should I do the evil thing or should I do the? But here, I'm doing real life, mundane bullshit.
Right.
But that's close enough to what I could see myself really doing.
Yeah.
That it's just like right.
I think you're right.
It's realistic.
It is something that you could like almost not. I mean, except for the fighting.
Well, maybe for you. I mean, come on.
I don't have the genetic advantage that you have for the fighting. But besides the fighting, everything else in the game, you're just like, oh, well, these things could happen. Like, he'll just be wandering around and then just have this long, drawn-out conversation with these young Yakuza members about the politics that are happening in town. Maybe you have to go over here to help these guys save face. And, it's like 100 really interesting Japanese movies kind of jammed into a box. So, I mean, it's one of those few, all these games that we'll review are like, this game was kind of talky, or this game was whatever. And it's like, this one, I will just be sitting there just watching the story, and they'll pop back and forth between text on the screen, back to voice acting, back to text on the screen.
It's all riveting.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's one of the things, one of the big complaints that, I have about a lot of Japanese games is the writing is shit. For the most part, right? It's terrible. It's very immature. Yeah. It's very kiddie. You look at this, this is TV. Yeah. Maybe not movie quality, but this is TV.
Sure,
right?
it's a good TV show. Right? Yeah. It's like HBO. Let's say that. It's
Showtime. Okay. It's like Californication. Or,
okay, I got you. Yeah,
Dexter, right?
Yeah, right. It's Californication level.
It's not Sopranos or The Wire.
Right.
But no, seriously. But I mean, the voice acting is really good. The writing is fantastic.
And I actually care about movements. You watch the guys and they look like real people. They'll all this guy will get embarrassed and scratch the back of his head or just kind of be itching his leg, and it never feels like you're watching puppets.
Yeah. And what's cool too, they also my wife was watching me play it.
Yeah.
From she never does that, right? She was looking, she's like, wow, they actually take a lot of the things they do in Japanese anime. Kind of when you're embarrassed or kind of flushed, you put red under, you'll see it in the manga, and they actually do that for real. It's very subtle.
Yeah.
Right? Really subtle that they do. So,
that's funny that she can watch it and pick up the details that you might not see when you're playing.
I have no clue, right? Yeah. But, so I think the thing is, the game part of this, if you just look at it from a game perspective,
it's the best thing ever. It's the best thing ever made.
I feel like this is one of the best, quilts, a patchwork quilt of a game. But as a game, it's hard to call it a game, right?
Yeah, no, it's true, because it's one of those things where the sum is actually way, way, way more than the parts.
Each individual part is...
Yeah, each part on its own. The game where I was playing pool was just kind of low budget and silly, and in any other game, if I were to download it as a downloadable game, I'm well, this is fucking bullshit.
Or even as a Flash game, some of them,
right?
I
mean, they're all... But... the fact that I wander into a bar and order a whiskey and then go play some pool and then go to the batting cages and then go to the oil massage shop again.
Because you get a card and they stamp it.
I got to get my stamp. I kind of want to know what happens if I get 10 stamps.
You think
I want to get the ultra VIP, double VIP. Just be,
I would hope, because seriously, I was expecting boobs. I have yet to see boobs.
I don't think there's going to be nudity in the game. I don't think there is.
Bastards.
It's too bad. But then I can just go look at the internet.
That's
and
true.
Masturbate and go back to playing games. So
you can have picture-in-picture action if you really wanted to.
If you want to see boobs, Yuzo, they are not hard to find.
There's something about and actually that's to the point. In this game, it's all about context. Mm-hmm. It's all like you're saying, the UFO, by itself, Yeah. But the fact that you get a bear that you can give to your girl and make hearts fly over,
I know.
Right?
It's awesome.
It's pretty awesome. So. They outdid themselves from Yakuza 3. I really didn't think they could top the everythingness of Yakuza 3.
They stepped it up.
Yeah.
And just little gameplay things, they really stepped up the way that you upgrade skills is a lot clearer. It's a lot easier to understand, because before it was just this multicolored bar and you'd kind of drain it to level stuff up. But now they're just you leveled up, you have 4 points. This thing costs 2 points. You're just ding, 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 ding. They've every time they do the Yakuza game, I'll always notice 4 or 5 UI things that they stepped up a little bit, and they're just kind of polishing all the time.
Oh yeah, and I actually like the upgrades too, because some of them will be almost kind of like with WoW talent trees.
Yeah.
Because you have to unlock the first one before you can unlock the other ones, and you spend all your soul points at a certain area. But so I was just wondering, did you ever notice the fights to get hard? Because for me, they haven't been that hard yet.
They're not that hard in the beginning, and honestly, during the game, the everyday street fights never get hard.
Oh, okay.
What is hard is the boss fights.
Yes, okay.
And the boss fights get fucking tough.
Die a bunch of times?
Yeah.
Oh,
there's one boss fight that you have on a beach. I'm not going to say any more about it, but when you play as the second character, and I got my ass whooped. Just fucking curb stomped, and I just fought over and over and over and over, and the game was do you want to switch to easy? And I'm like, fuck you!
And you did.
No! So I just played and died, and they don't ask you again for a while.
Oh.
And then I died again. They're like, do you want to go on easy? I'm just I was sitting there, I was looking at the screen, it's I died 15 times at that point. I was and the cool thing is they say, do you want to temporarily change the difficulty to easy? So what happens is you change it for that boss battle, and then it pops right back to...
So what's the downside of it?
Nothing. Pride.
I'm sure there's going to be a little mark saying, like, how many times did you go to easy?
The statistics that this game gathers,
yeah.
you know at the very end, they'll just be like, times you were a bitch, 4.
And you don't get that extra special ending, I'm sure. Man.
But I did bump it down. So, I mean, like, it does get to the point where you're just like, fuck you.
Dude, I went to the trainer. Like, because it's same as the trainer, like, it's just like, you're fighting. I'm not giving anything away, but first thing you're fighting, you're just like, okay, you got to fight me. I have a machine gun. And you got to punch me. And I'm like,
how is that fair?
Huh? Yeah. And of course, like, I think I got him down like this much, and he like killed me.
Just
like,
shot the shit out of you. Yeah. So that's the cool thing is the trainer. You go back and he teaches you how to fight against dudes with guns, dudes with swords, lots of dudes at the same time.
Have you actually passed any of them?
Yes.
Because he gets really hard.
Yeah, I passed a couple. I passed the one where you have to chase him down, like the running one. That was kind of tough.
Yeah, that was. Yeah,
I passed the shooting one where I actually had a gun, as opposed to attacking.
Was he trying to punch you?
Yeah. So I was just shooting other dudes with guns. But it wasn't me versus a dude with a gun where I've got my little fucking meat hooks. So I beat some of his things, but I want to go back for more training.
Yeah. It's very important.
I'm gonna wax on, wax off. So, I cannot say enough good things about Yakuza 4. It is a different experience than any other game. Like, it is just
unique.
Totally different. And if you haven't at least tried it and see if you like it or not, like, as a gamer, you are missing out on an entire genre that you don't even know exists.
Yeah, and I think if you are a Japanophile, if you're really like big into it, like this is crack.
Yeah.
For the most part, because there's no other game that's going to sort of get the lifestyle, get the innuendo, and all, even like all the manga-based games. Like none of it gets the real how it really is.
This is Japan porn, basically. Yes. This is like if you don't have the money to go back
without the pixelation.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I don't know if you guys know this, but in Japan, girls, like, their vaginas are all pixelated.
Very blocky.
Like, it's really blocky. Yeah. Like, they're all just kind of drawn in
It's
squares.
weird how the genetics worked out.
Yeah.
Actually, in penises, too. Same thing.
I don't understand how people don't cut themselves. Like,
right?
It seems like, that's like fucking a box of blocks.
Well, how do you fucking take a piss? That's what I want to know.
How do you even do that? It just seems impossible with the blocky vaginas over there.
Well, at least the boobs are out in the open.
That's true.
What are you going to do?
Boobs are everywhere.
Everywhere. Billboards. I actually had some of them on billboards before.
So, like, actual tits out on billboards?
We were driving down the road and just like, woman, face up. And I'm just like,
Wow.
It was beer advertisement. I'm like,
wow. And your wife is just like holding her face, look straight ahead.
I was just like, what? But yeah.
You're like, take your top off.
Yes.
I feel inspired.
Yes, Yakuza 4. Pretty awesome. Whoop.
Buy it right now.
This is a PS3 episode, I gotta say, man.
Yeah, that's true. PS3 heavy. So next one up is Pixeljunk Shooter DOS. On the PSN.
PSN.
Yep.
So yeah, I think this is the first time I've seen the Pixeljunk series actually get more than one. That I can think of.
That's right. They usually just do one and then they move on to their new idea.
Yeah.
But I think that they probably sold shitloads of Pixeljunk Shooter.
Yeah, you really liked the first one.
I did. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it in a very kind of meditative sense. Like, I liked it the same way I liked Flower, the same way I liked whatever. It's like, it wasn't all that difficult.
Yeah.
But it kind of scratched the itch where you're playing, and there's all this really interesting stuff with light and dark, and fire and water, and you just kind of find your way through the levels, and it's not super hard, but it requires just enough thought that I just really and actually near the end it started getting pretty tough with like all the weird magnetic liquids and all that.
Yeah, they had like black stuff and all that random stuff. Like, so for me, like, it was really the difficulty of it or the lack of difficulty of that really didn't make it that.
So you must be very, very excited then.
This game, they amped up the difficulty, like, especially in the first few levels, a lot.
It's seriously 10 times harder than the first one. I mean, it's unbelievable how much they changed the entire game.
What if they watched the episode and then they saw my complaints about it? And
I think
said,
they did.
Like, I don't like the fact that Tobin liked my game.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Did you see that you were in the credits? They're like in the very beginning when it says you're reticulating splines, and then and then it says thanks Yuzo for the hints on making the game more difficult.
Yes. Fuck you, Tobin.
Fuck you, Tobin. Well, every game says that.
Well,
that's kind of industry standard now.
Except for
it's
Yakuza.
Like, P.S. Fuck you, Toby. Yeah, no, that's true. No, Yakuza says, we would like to fuck you. Love every girl in Japan. Oh, wait, was that in a dream?
I think that was a dream.
I like my dreams.
But yeah, Pixeljunk Shooter. So if you guys haven't played the game before, it's a kind of a twin-stick shooter.
Yep.
But you're going, like, before you were going through mines, now you are inside of a creature.
Yeah.
So it reminds me a lot of, what was that last game we played? That EA game that really sucked? You were inside something.
Oh, God, with the injection.
Microcosm?
Yes, something like that.
Microbots.
That sounds right.
Health
Inner
bots.
space. It was Inner Space.
Inner Space, yes.
But
like
so at the very end of the first one, you get all these miners out of a cave, and then at the very last second, it's like, chomp, fuck you. So this big mouth comes out of nowhere. Yeah. That's the end of the game, and they're like, to be continued. And then the next one is just like you are in the belly of the whale.
Yes.
And you're kind of going through and the whole inside is all of his guts.
Yeah, and that has some really cool elements. Like even in the very beginning, there's this whole thing of like acid.
Yep.
If you touch the acid or any of the liquid hits you, you have to then wash yourself off. So that makes this interesting timing thing where you have to go through areas that are dangerous and then sometimes go back if you get hit or go forwards and then do all these timing things and fucking esophaguses.
Yes.
And
there's all these weird interactions with if the acid gets hit by fire, it turns into a poisonous gas.
Yep.
The poisonous gas, if you fly into it, your ship goes out of control. Mm-hmm. But the cool thing is you have two things. It's a twin stick for movement, but one trigger is fire and the other trigger is throw out a grappling hook.
Yes, you usually use it to pick up guys.
Right, you use it to pick up guys, but if you go into the gas and you're out of control, then there's like little things that are anchored and you can throw out and then loop to loop. Like you grab onto them like a grappling hook and you can swing yourself out of the poisonous gas.
Yeah, and actually you get rid of the gas as you go through, which is really nice. So they have, like, for me, like it really felt like they really amped up the creativity and the variety of different things you can do. There's timing based things. Yeah. You can pick up bombs, drop them in various areas to make things happen. Yeah. There's still the lava, there's water, now gas, and I mean again I've played probably about 5 or 6 levels. Yeah. But each one has something new as far as I've seen.
Yeah, and it is really cool because you'll pick up bombs and then you'll realize that there's like an esophagus that you have to throw the bomb at to open it up to fly through to get the other stuff. And the thing is you can't progress in the game. It's not you need to save all the little dudes.
Save or kill
the dudes, but you can't progress to the next world until you get X number of diamonds, which is just
really
yeah.
I didn't even, really.
So you have to be actually picking up jewels as you go through the levels.
Oh, I haven't been picking up that many of them.
Yeah, you're not going anywhere.
Oh, wow. Okay. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, there's all these kind of like conditions for getting farther, but you die a lot. This is very different than the previous
level,
one.
I died like 8 times. And like I remember in Pixeljunk Shooter, I don't think I died once in the first 2 worlds, right?
Not much.
This game is brutal. Because the thing is, like, I don't remember if this was the original Pixeljunk Shooter, but if you touch a monster, you die.
Yeah, you're done.
It's not even like you're damaged and you got to get to water to wash you off. You're dead.
Right. And the thing is you may have been playing for 5 minutes through that level. It may have been that you did a bunch of stuff.
There's no checkpoints.
There's no checkpoints. It's that level starts over again.
Yeah.
But the levels are short enough where it's just like the first time you figure out the level, you play around for like 5 minutes and you figure out a little shit. But then when you die near the end, you can jet through. Yeah. Like so it doesn't feel punishing that you have to redo it as much as it might be.
I think it almost feel like it's a little bit longer from a level perspective, like actually about a lot bit longer than Super Meat Boy. But remember how like you would get to the very close to the end but die, but you were like whatever.
Yeah, Super Meat Boy, the levels are like 4 seconds long.
But these like I feel a lot better. Like it didn't really frustrate me too much, but I did die like 10 times in one level, and that was kind of annoying.
Yeah, it does get some of the levels are just straight up hard. Like it is really, really challenging. There's one level that I died a bunch of times and I got kind of annoyed with it, and then I went to a different level and I beat that, and then I came back and beat the other one. So it wasn't like no problem, but yeah, you just gotta take a little break because I was like motherfucker, like you don't play as well when you're like really pissed off because you're just like, oh fine, fuck you, and you just drive into a wall. Fuck it. I don't care. Fuck it.
But like a couple things I really like about the game, I think they really did outdid themselves with the music this time. Like I was playing and I was really getting into it. It felt like a little trip hoppy,
it's kind of ambient, like, nice beats, and it'll kind of come up and down as the stress levels come up and down. Like you'll be flying and it'll be like bloop bloop bloop, and all of a sudden guns pop out of the wall. It's like digga 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 digga, fuck you, and then and it kind of goes up and down, which is that's a whole thing now. Like all these games are getting. I don't even know what you'd call it. I know they have a name for it.
It's a procedural music or procedural background stuff. Because you look at Rez, they did an amazing job with that. Child of Eden, which I'm so excited to play. Yeah. Like that is all about that, right?
Yeah.
So
speaking of games like that, whatever happened to that one that we were super excited about, where it always looks 2D, but you could keep turning it by 90 degrees in the whole world? Fez!
Yeah, so they just showed it at PAX East. Apparently it was playable. So, and people that played it love it.
But we've been talking, like, I know that we saw a video of it at, like, PAX 2008. Like, I mean,
yeah,
seriously,
it was a year
Fez
or
has
two
been
ago.
forever in the making. Like, have they even announced what platform it is yet?
Definitely not WiiWare, they said, but
Okay.
probably XBLA and probably
Because
PSN.
yeah, I mean, okay, but
guess.
anyway, that Fez looks fucking sick.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've been waiting forever for it. Like it's like the Diablo 3 of indie games.
Well, I think it might actually be out before Diablo 3. I mean, if they're showing it playable at PAX, right? It's probably getting there.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Remember when we played Brink?
It's coming out this year!
Yeah.
Remember
when we played Brink 3 years ago?
Remember when we played Duke Nukem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's coming out.
Twice.
Coming out in June.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll see.
We'll see. My money is on September.
Yeah.
At this point.
It's hard to say. Like at this point, I can't believe they slipped, honestly, because it's just like of all the things you
Really?
don't want to do. But I'm just saying, if you pick up the Duke Nukem franchise, what is the one thing you're like when we pick a release date, guys, we should have had the game done for a year. Because what's going to happen is we're going to ship it to a data center. The data center is going to burn down. We're going to put it on discs. All the discs will be flawed. Like, this is the most cursed game in the history of development. Like, I cannot believe that they slipped.
Twice. I'm just saying, I don't think June's going to happen.
Yeah. We'll see.
But what we're saying, so Pixeljunk Shooter 2,
Pixeljunk Shooter.
it's on PSN. It's, I gotta say, I might have given Pixeljunk maybe like a meh. Or like
Did you?
I remember liking it, but not worth. I think it was $15.
I remember my joy
Yes.
was so overwhelming.
It was not dampened
that you were talking over here, and it was like your voice got quieter and quieter and quieter, and I
all
was
the
just
time?
like,
I don't understand.
That's what it's like inside my head all the time.
Oh, yeah.
People are talking like,
You just have this little Tobin, just like.
It's just all.
That's all you listen to. You're like, what, little Tobin? What? Oh, what? Yeah, that's right.
People are like, I think that idea is terrible, and Tobin's like, no, it's not.
You're like,
it's awesome.
And then basically you say like, fuck you. That's your response, right? Like, but yeah, so Pixeljunk, I gotta say, like, I think they redeemed themselves in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
In terms for the first one, they made it a lot more interesting, a lot more challenging.
Yeah.
I keep on wanting to go back,
Right.
which I didn't really feel like with the first one.
Yeah, and apparently you're going to have to go back since you weren't picking up any of the diamonds. So it's like you got to go back and get them. But I think that I agree with you. Like I loved the first one for its just beauty and design.
Yeah.
But this one is much more of a game. Like this one is much more challenging, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
Shit! Did you see the link I sent on the NooBTooB Facebook page?
About
it's
what?
about like something Shadow. It's like a long name, but basically it's just like Pixeljunk Shooter, where it's like kind of 2D. But it's beautiful. The art style. Okay, so shit! I gotta remember
Lost
this.
in
Like
Shadow?
Yeah, right. And it's like Enter the Shadow of the Midnight something. It's like some really pretentious sounding name,
Right.
but watch the video. When
On
you get a
it.
chance, you guys will go to the NooBTooB Facebook page,
Yeah.
and check out the history of it. It's
Yeah.
awesome. I remember the name.
We
But,
do a lot of we do post a lot of like when new episodes come up, we post on our Facebook page. We post links to other videos, things that come up during the week that are interesting. So please feel free to friend us on Facebook.
Dude, I just got to tell you this. Like, I wanted to post something on Facebook today, but I
Yeah.
totally forgot to. Did you know Super Mario Brothers?
Yeah.
And I'm probably going to get the command wrong, but after you die, like you go to the main menu,
Yeah.
you can hold down A and start and go back to where you were last died.
Shut up.
So look it up. It might not be those
How could
exact things.
it have been 30 years
fucking
and suddenly there's a new secret command?
I'm fucking telling you. I read that. I'm like, no way. And then I saw the comments. You're like, yeah, I just did it. It works. I shit you not. You hold down, and apparently
We got to try Nesticle. We got to see if it still works on Nesticle.
I know, I wanna do it,
I
but-
want to test
But
it out.
it blew my mind. I read that last night.
There
I'm
can't
just
be like new shit in these games.
it's not,
like,
but it's been there forever. And apparently, somebody's saying, "Oh yeah, I was in like the second episode of second issue of Nintendo Power." I'm like,
are you saying,
I had
that, are
every
you saying
single
that
one.
you restart the level where you died, or you're saying that like
Where you last died?
Yeah.
If you,
But I mean, like
you
you're
had the-
back in gameplay, like
Yeah.
in the middle of a level.
Yeah. Right?
That totally sounds like you're lying. It sounds like you bought into a complete scam.
Unless everybody in the comments who said like, and there were many people. Again, I didn't try it myself
I'm
yet.
totally checking this out.
So
I'm
yeah,
totally
look that
checking
shit
this
up
out.
and find out. Hopefully in the comments somebody will say exactly the command.
Wow.
But it's basically I think A and start or start and A something wacky.
So
Really?
that's fucked up.
Yeah, so that blew my mind.
That totally just blew my mind too. Speaking of weird shit hidden and stuff, so the other day,
Wait, do I want to hear
no,
this?
it's not dirty this time. But I am an impatient person. Let's just start with this.
Yeah.
So I sometimes get frustrated with computers, and when they don't do what I want, I'll start hammering on the keyboard impatiently. So I was loading up some YouTube videos, and what was happening was that the commercials were playing, and then the videos were just hanging. And I was like, "You fucking cunts! Like, you seriously are putting all this money?"
Annoying, yeah.
But so I started hammering on the keyboard. If a video is loading and it's spinning on the loading, and you start holding down the arrow keys on YouTube, remember the game Snake? The window becomes a playable game.
I heard that. Yeah.
It's actually you can play
the whole window or
the whole video window.
Really?
So the video window becomes a playable game. So you're like playing Snake, and then as you pick up a dot, your snake gets longer. I mean,
can you do that? Like they're watching right now.
Yeah.
So if they're watching right, does it have to be the
I think it's when it's buffering. So I don't know. Like I was then dicking around. Like once the video starts playing, if you hit arrows, it'll like skip fast forward and shit.
But
so it's only when things are fucked. It's only when videos
that doesn't happen
aren't
that
playing.
often, though. At least for me, right?
I'll have times. I'll have times where like suddenly everything will suck dick, and then you know. But the point is try it if you got
put it at 720p. I bet you it'll buffer for a little
there
while.
you go. Or if you're in Australia, because all these guys always bitch about the fact that our shit sucks in Australia.
So go play Snake.
Yeah.
The more you know.
I love Easter eggs. I think that's so awesome.
But yeah, that Super Mario blew my mind. I totally need to fucking try
How can there still be shit hidden in Mario Brothers?
So yeah, Pixeljunk Shooter. Definitely enjoyed that one. Last one up is
Okamiden, the sequel to Okami on the Wii. Now this is on the DS.
Yes, on DS. And you are no longer Amaterasu.
Right.
You're Chibiratsu.
Wait, you're no longer who?
You're not. I'm not going to do that again. Amaterasu. Onomatopoeia.
Yes.
So yeah, you're
Kamurocho. So you are the son or daughter or what the fuck? It doesn't matter. You're
baby.
You're a baby. You're a baby wolf. The baby of a god, and you're going around, and it has a lot of the same characters, a lot of the same world as the first Okami. So you come in, they're like, "Oh, shit's all fucked up. You're a baby god. Why don't you fix everything?"
Yeah, the bad guy I remember is like 7-headed, 9-headed guy.
Right.
Comes back again, of course, and makes shit bad happen. And it feels really to me like the original game in a lot of ways, right? They didn't really change too much.
Right. And the thing is since a lot of the conceit of the first one was that you could freeze the world and draw on it with the Wiimote. The DS obviously lends itself to that.
Yes.
And they've actually added some. If I don't remember Okami that well,
dude, it's been a long time.
I feel like the only thing you did with the Wiimote was draw shit on the screen. Like I don't. So they've added stuff in this new game where you actually have like little slaves that you can freeze the game and then draw and make them go places. I don't think that you could do that in Okami.
No, they did not. They added that new to the DS.
Okay.
I think.
let's just say
there's a lot of sake here.
Yes.
But yeah, so they added that. So it's a lot more puzzly, right?
Yeah.
Because I didn't get. So I've been playing the game, and I'll talk about how much I played and all that. But I did play a lot of the demo at PAX and GDC. They actually had, maybe not GDC, but at PAX.
Right.
And I was playing it. I kind of enjoyed it. Like some of the puzzles actually got kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Graphics kind of sucked.
Not good. Not very pretty.
Bad actually.
Yeah.
But for the most part,
DS has shown its age.
I
Like
know, dude.
it does not look that good.
And like 3DS is going to look a little better.
Not much though.
So what do you think about it?
So we get to talk about how we played this game because I think this is very interesting. Because so what happened is I got stuck going to work in San Francisco for a couple weeks. So
hour each way, right?
An hour each way. So I had to ride a train an hour there, an hour back every day. Hour there, hour back. So I was reading magazines. I was playing DS games. That is a very different world. Like. You have nothing. You have 2 hours of your day that you want to do something with. And I was dicking around with iPhone games. Like, you'll just find these things to do because that time is sunk. It is gone. You have no choice but to dick around.
Pretty much. It's perfect.
You played this game.
So I played it because like, I always drive to work. Obviously can't play DS while I drive.
Right.
When I'm home, it's kind of rough. I have kids and all that stuff.
Right.
And like, at night, here I am. I'm kind of tired. And I'm playing on my couch.
Yep.
And I have Yakuza 4 on my PS3 pause, and I'm like,
Right.
And this game has some cardinal sins that fucking piss me off.
Like what?
The big one.
Yeah.
You can't fast forward the text. Oh my god! And it's the speed. So when you watch like it's cutscenes, and they'll have things. It's not even cutscenes where you can like hit to the next.
It doesn't finish what they're saying.
No.
You have no. It'll be like. I think that this ice cream
Yes.
sandwich tastes delicious. And you're like, oh my God. I could have read that in 1 second.
And it's a speed, like if it was speed, it was pretty fast, it'd be fine, but it's just that notch to be the most frustrating thing in the entire world.
Yes.
And there's a ton of it.
Yes.
So basically, after about 15 minutes in the intro, I'm like, I skipped every single
Just
one.
didn't start.
And
Fuck you.
I had no idea. Like, so I'm saying, like, okay, this guy's doing some bad shit. Select dog, and I'm like, wait, what? What happened?
Like me at Dragon Age. Words.
Yeah, seriously. And then the thing is, like, there's just so much text, and like, they split up this tutorial for at least an hour, if not longer. This tutorial is like one of the longest, slowest tutorials I did, and I'm playing it, and dude, I couldn't make it.
Yeah.
Like, after an hour, and like I'm playing, I'm like, fuck this game, I'm going to play Yakuza. Seriously, right?
Yeah.
I'm just like, if you had a choice, what do you think?
Between Yakuza and...
Well, no, if you're at home, like not being on a train.
I was going to say, because if you're saying Yakuza or something else, including like save you from being hit by a car,
okay,
you're going to lose.
Okay, that's fair
but yeah, no, I completely agree with you. So here's the thing: is because I'm not working the city anymore, I sat down on the couch.
Yep.
And I was like, all right, well, I want to refresh my brain before we review this for NooBTooB, and I was playing through it. Not nearly as fun.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: is even on the train. So on the train. It is a time passer that is the equivalent of an iPhone game, but it's not like it's still not good because what happens is the combat is button mashy. The combat's
sucks.
very very button mashy, and the puzzles, while innovative, are never hard.
I noticed that too. Yeah, like even in the demos that I saw, like seriously, everything was like kind of brain dead.
Exactly. So the thing is there'll be things like there's a chest and there's a bridge that falls apart. So you go into draw mode and you draw a line, and the kid hops off your back, walks across the bridge, gets the shit out of the chest, comes back, and then the most complex it gets is like, you draw him to somewhere else, you walk to switch A, he walks to switch B, and you go, I mean, like, it's never one of these things where like, I wonder how this, I mean, like, if you go to GameFAQs for Okamiden, you're a fucking retard. Like, there's just no reason. So it's one of those things where sitting on my couch, I had absolutely no reason to play it. And it wasn't so much that it was terrible, it was just boring.
Good.
It wasn't
I know.
good.
And that's the thing too, is just like you really want a game that kind of grabs you, and like for me at this point in my life, if I'm lucky if I have an hour or two a night. Where before it was like 4 to 6.
Yeah.
Easily, right? I gotta choose what I'm gonna do.
You want it to be high quality.
And and I spent 30 minutes, half an hour, like I spent about an hour and a half in this game in Okamiden. I'm like, wow, I wasted my time.
Yeah.
Because it's not a bad game, but it ain't a good game.
Right.
And I should only play good. I got good games.
Right. You've got
your.
So that's that's kind of the way I feel about this game is that I would say if you've played your other DS games and you're going to be on a 6-hour flight or you're going to be on a train, you're going to
go replay those DS games. That's what I say, honestly.
It's true. I mean, it is.
I would rather replay Mario again. I'd rather replay
Mario Luigi RPG.
Yeah, I'd rather replay Dragon Quest,
Rocket Slime, Dragon Quest. You're right. I mean, it is. I guess you're right. I would say that the only time it is passable is on a train, but it's still not good.
Yeah, because there's other shit you can do on that same train. Like seriously, I'd rather play Peggle on my iPhone than this game, right?
It's true. I was playing like Monster Dash instead of
I like Monster Dash.
I fucking love Monster Dash.
It's pretty good.
I have run like 50,000 miles while taking a shit. I gotta tell you, that is the dump game. That is the perfect pooping game.
It actually is really good because my big pooping game back in the day. Was Yoshi's Island on the DS, and I had a ring around my ass, right? Because those levels were pretty long.
You stand up and you fall over because your legs are asleep.
Yeah, I get numb.
Your wife's banging on the door.
It's like, what's wrong? Are you okay?
Nothing.
So when you pick a pooping game, pick an iPhone game, not a few of these DS games.
iPhone they're made for pooping. Made for pooping.
Just don't drop it.
Yeah, don't drop it in. I've done that.
Oh, really?
Not in the poop.
Oh, good.
But I was walking. I had a couple beers.
Okay.
And I was out with some friends, and I was walking into the bathroom in a pizzeria, and one of my friends texted me. And the funniest thing about it, yes.
Oh no!
So I was walking in. I hadn't taken a piss yet, but I walked in. It's like shush, shush. And it's like no. And the funny thing is, I just watch it fall, and then it falls into the toilet. And the last thing I see is the text. So I know that this is the reason I've just lost a $400 phone, and it's my buddy Ravi, and he's like, the girl with red hair is really hot. And I'm just sitting there watching as I shit you not, like it's like a movie where the phone just like it was on and it just fades out.
It just fades, boom, just like boom, like that.
And I'm just sitting there looking at my phone in the toilet. It's like, fuck!
Did you have insurance?
No. Insurance on phone.
Oh, $400.
Yes, that sucked. So I went and had to get another phone. But yeah, it's just don't after drinking whip your phone out in a bathroom, guys. I recommend just keep it in your pocket.
That text from Lovey is not that important.
The hot redheaded girl still be there when you get back.
$400.
Yeah, you don't need the text.
Yeah, you don't need it.
So
Okamiden.
Oh yeah, Okamiden.
Yeah.
Sadly,
I know it's too
I
bad.
wanted to like it, but boring.
New releases: WWE All Stars.
Why is this on our list?
I'll tell you why.
Okay, why?
All Stars. So dude, no, seriously, like I fucking hate wrestling games. Like I cannot play them anymore. I used to love like the old back in the day Matt Mania.
Yeah.
Like there's some good wrestling games back in the day, but now it's just like homoerotic.
Right.
BS, right.
And we don't care about wrestling anymore.
And we don't care about wrestling because we know it's fake.
Yes.
Don't
tell them
shit.
No, it's real.
I mean.
It's real, just like Santa Claus.
Yes, just like your UFC real. It's the exact same thing.
It's just like your dick will fall off if you have sex before you're married.
And hairy palms.
And hairy palms if you masturbate too much. Oh, God, your palms are covered in hair. It's disgusting. So what All-Stars, you're saying this is like old school All-Stars?
That's what I'm saying. They go fucking back in the day. You got Ultimate Warrior. You got
Bushwhackers?
Maybe. I don't know about that. You got Andre the
Undertaker?
Giant. Undertaker's still fucking fighting. Of course he's in.
Because he's undead. He'll be around forever.
Not when he was the American Badass or something. There was that period of time where he was all.
Did he change his name?
You didn't know about that?
No.
Dude, go to Wikipedia. I don't know why I was there.
Go research the Undertaker on Wikipedia.
Go to Undertaker. You see his career. All of a sudden he stopped being the Undertaker, and I think it was American Badass or something like that. And he was like have a fucking American. It was around that time where it was
9/11.
Pretty much, I think, and like basically he did that for about 3 years, and then he became the
Undertaker. Then he died. he rose again from the dead.
What so yeah, seriously,
the bloody fuck?
But yeah, so they have basically all. I think they might have Roddy Piper. So like, as far as like all of our old classics, like I don't know if that's enough to make me play, but it is kind of cool.
It is. That's cool.
A little
cool. Yeah. Who's the guy that they keep putting in all the new meme guy that they're photoshopping into every picture? It's like Macho Man, Randy Savage.
Yeah.
It's like the new meme is he's in
Macho
everything.
Man is?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
It's a new. I'll send you some pictures.
What's the whole point? Is it just him being stupid?
It's him in. Like it'll be like him crashing the Hindenburg or something. Like they'll Photoshop him.
Is it kind of like the guy who's at every? Have you seen that meme where it's the guy who's been at every disaster?
No, I haven't seen that one.
It's a guy in a glass.
Anyway, Macho Man.
So,
but I don't give a shit because it's still a wrestling game.
Yes. So next up, third birthday on the PSP.
We went and took a look at this. It's really interesting.
So it looks pretty good, right? It's kind of like a third person behind the back.
Yep.
You're shooting a bunch of shit, but there's some cool elements to it.
Yeah. So it looks like Parasite Eve. The way that the people kind of run really sticky, and there's a lot of shooting, like kind of like fixed perspective from behind them. But there's this weird thing where she can then beam into fucking helicopters and tanks and guns. So she'll just be sitting there shooting this big monster, and there's a helicopter flying by. You pop out into the helicopter, and then you're outside the window like Matrix, shooting in with a machine gun and like popping between other things.
And you're basically, I think, just going out and possessing as many different people as you can, killing a bunch of shit. Honestly, like just from the look of it, it looks kind of decent.
It does. It looks okay. I mean, the biggest thing that would be the possible downfall would be the control scheme on the PSP with the nubs, especially any kind of reticle aiming.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's got kind of snap to aim a little bit. They
usually do something, but
thing and like a lot of times they'll do the thing where you hold the trigger down and it'll lock, so you can actually pop to different.
Oh yeah, so it'll be like a targeting, and it might be like that. So I really hope they'll do a good job.
I definitely want to try it though. Like it looks really interesting.
Well, there ain't shit else to play.
What the fuck else are we?
Are you gonna play WWE All Stars?
No.
Okay.
But I am gonna play Strider.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Moonstrider, you mean?
Moonstrider.
So
third birthday, we'll probably check that out.
Yes.
Next up, Moondiver.
Yeah, so this is on PSN. Apparently, it was just released a day ago, probably 5 or 6 days from now. It looks just like fucking 4-player Strider.
I don't know if these kids remember this. This was like seriously 25 years ago.
Awesome arcade game and Genesis game
and Nintendo game.
Was it on NES?
Yep, it was on NES. So it was this. You're this badass ninja dude with a huge blade, and you're running through Russia for no reason, killing
Mecha Russia,
I guess, killing Mecha Russians and stealing secrets and fucking stuff up.
Yeah, I guess most of the kids these days, if they know Strider, maybe from Marvel vs. Capcom, back in the day. And I don't even know. Did they actually make a sequel to Strider? I remember seeing one in an arcade once.
I never played it.
That's Strider, but that's not really Strider.
Then you know what? You're right. Now I've totally seen that. I've seen like a more advanced Strider.
Am I wrong?
No, I think you're right.
Yeah, okay, because I think it was at GameWorks at PAX when we saw it.
Yes. So the thing is you and I we were watching the videos for Moondiver, and I was just like, motherfucker, they just ripped the shit out of Strider. Look at that. He's running around with his sword behind his back, and he's fucking hanging on walls and doing the blade shit.
And I was just like, where's the Russian writing? That's the only thing they didn't actually take.
Yeah. So we go and look it up, and it's like, creator of Strider makes Moondiver.
In a rut.
Yeah. Has not thought of anything new for 20 years. I don't give a shit, though.
It looks good.
I will play this because it's four-person online co-op.
Hopefully online. We have to double-check on that. Did you actually see it?
No, but it better be.
You never know, right?
You know how many times we've been crushed?
Trine didn't do it.
Because damn it.
Shit.
But if this does have online co-op, which it better, then we will hop on with some NooBToobers and we will fucking wreck some shit as Ford. And it looks like there's like these weird interactions where like lightning bolts are going between all the different Striders and powering up shit.
So one of the things I was reading about this game, apparently, so there's 4 different colors of the different Striders. Maybe they're Moondivers, who knows? But they have different powers. They're different strengths. So my understanding is they took Strider and Gauntlet. Right, where you have elves and fucking shit, and then added some sort of RPG-esque elements on top of it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And it looks really good. It's a 2D, so I'm all over this game this weekend.
Fire, ice, earth.
I want to see them all go together and fucking make a robot.
Make a big dude, big mecha Strider. He's swinging one of the other Striders as a sword.
He's like, this job sucks.
I hate being the sword. Shut up, Black Strider.
Yeah, there's a good comic of that.
Yes.
Have you seen the Perry Bible Fellowship?
No.
Which was like, one to activate and have all the 5 screens.
Yeah.
And also it's like, shoot, see a bullet go, and then one guy's missing. Go check it out. But yeah, Moondiver, it looks really awesome. It's on PSN. Check it out this weekend.
I'm actually really excited. I will definitely be getting Moondiver. Third birthday looks interesting as well.
Dude, that's it. So I think we need to go through our backlog.
Yeah. So we know that you guys want us to review Killzone. So that is on my to-do list.
Yep.
We will try that. I feel like we missed some other ones, but I don't know what.
Two Worlds 2 still. Everybody was saying how bad it was.
Not playing that.
Okay. I want to play Kawashima.
What the fuck is that?
Kinect brain training game.
Okay,
so there's that. What else is on? I have this big stack of games that I want to play.
So we got some stuff in our backlog. We'll take a look at that. But if you guys have any recommendations for things that you feel like we missed, please do feel free. We read all the comments on YouTube, and we check our email at feedback@noobtoob.com.
Yeah, and we're checking any Flash games or anything. One game I want to review next week is GURP. We gotta do GURP, dude.
We gotta do GURP.
So it's a new game from the guy who did QWOP. It's really hard, and actually I like it even better than QWOP. It's pretty hilarious. So
I like a lot of things better than QWOP. Like eating corn out of someone's shit, I like better than QWOP.
8 meters, come on!
God damn that game. Shit. But yeah, so we'll check out some stuff. So next up is donation.
Yes, thank you very much to West SW, West Southwest. Very
crazy generous, my
yes,
friend. Thank you. So West SW, man. Gave us a big pile of money, helps us out with all of our game buying, all of our hosting. You guys keep us running by watching the videos and by donating. So thank you.
We do appreciate it. And we also thank Trond. He also helps us out a bit from Norway, I think.
Yes. So Trond, he's the one that signed
up.
It's
an awesome name, by the way.
Yeah, Trond.
I'm Trond.
What happened to you last night? Oh, man, I got fucking Trond.
Is that what your girls say? Trond?
Yeah. She's like, oh, I got Trond. He put it in my Trond.
All right, yes. Each week we like to feature the NooBTooB arm of this show. If you send in videos with questions, reviews of games, funny stories, or whatever.
Yep. You can also contact us toll free at 888-233-8480. Send your video files to feedback@noobtoob.com. Also post them as video responses on YouTube.
Yes. Keep all videos under a minute if you want to be featured on the show.
And don't forget the yow!
Yow, Pedrino.
First up, Pedrino.
That's kind of strong.
Oh, motherfucker. Are you kidding me?
Oh, you're kidding me. Okay, so
his...
let's talk about that. What?
I think that... Oh,
Mother what? I think you're actually out of...
my battery died.
Plug it in quick. It's right there.
I never plugged in my shit.
Shit, man. This is amateur hour.
Damn it. We've never done a podcast before, guys. I don't know what to do.
How does this work?
So I can kind of paraphrase. Like, we may have to skip his call because...
Well, we can talk about Portal. So Latham King called in with a thing. I mean, if we ever get to it. So it's talking about Portal on PS3 and PC. So apparently, how does it work?
It is exciting. So Steam just made a really big deal, or Valve, or Steam. What's the company? I guess the company is Valve. So Valve made a really big deal with PlayStation, where if you buy Portal 2 on PS3,
yes,
you get a coupon where you can get it for free on PC and Mac on Steam. Like you get another copy of the game totally free.
And not only that, so you can log into Steam while you're playing it on PS3.
Yeah.
But then you can play against people on Mac or PC at the same time with co-op.
That is huge.
So like, dude, that sold me. Like before, I was like, no, I'm just gonna get it on Steam. I'm gonna pre-order it. Like, no, whatever.
Right.
At that point, then I'm like, oh wait. And then I went to fucking Amazon just now. It's $55. So it's not $60 for the PS3 version, and you're getting a $20 credit. So I'm like, $35, like
20, and that's like $25 from Amazon.
$20. Well, it's a credit, whatever. You can use it on another thing. Yeah. So like at that point, I was just like sold, right? Because I'm not sure how much it is on Steam, but I think it's like $55-$60.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
definitely
you get
not
2 copies.
40. Yeah.
So
that is huge. So that's a really nice thing that you get the game cheaper than you would. You get 2 copies anyway, and you can play with all your friends on any console.
Yeah. So I really, I like the future. I kind of hope that. It's fun. Yeah. I kind of hope that that's what will happen. Basically, I don't care about what platform I'm on.
No.
Right. I just want a controller and be able to play with everybody.
Right. We're platform agnostic. Like it's all about just giving us the good experience on whatever platform it's on. We don't care. And I don't care about platform exclusives. I don't get mad when my favorite platform doesn't get some game. Like if we can play between consoles like this, this is the shit.
Absolutely. So, I think that might be it then. So, yeah.
All right, so next week, we apologize. Next week, Padrino, we will play your voicemail, and I will plug my goddamn laptop in before we do the show so it doesn't die on us.
Yes. All right, that's our show for the week. Please check out our website at NooBTooB.com and participate in our brand new freaking forums by clicking at the community tab at the top of the page.
We didn't even mention that.
Oh, I know, dude. It's
our forums
awesome.
are awesome now, and that was a bunch of people that hopped in.
Oh yeah. So
Sloth.
Well, Sloth did all the stuff, and now everybody's just totally modifying the hell out of it. It's super fast. It's awesome.
Fast and is really modifiable. So the community's hopping in and adding all sorts of neat little things and community features.
There's blogs. And a lot of people are writing blogs. It's hilarious. It's awesome.
I'm so happy that we now like anything that really lets the community come and we want this to basically be like we built a clubhouse in a tree and you guys are
no girls are allowed.
No girls. Well, that's not true.
Yeah,
they just don't happen to come.
They think they're not allowed.
Yeah, they do. So we got a clubhouse in the tree, and everybody's welcome, and you guys are all piling in, and it's a party.
Yes, it's really awesome. So please make sure to also follow us on Twitter with @NooBTooB and like us on Facebook.
Yep, and if you're watching this video on YouTube, there's a subscription button right up here. Also, give this a big thumbs up by clicking on my sake jug. Right here. Thanks for this episode. Thanks for watching this episode. I'm Toba Kozai.
And I'm Yuzo Watanabe. Audio engineering is done by Rain Salmon Run Strunk. Woo! Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
We're out! NooBTooB is a bad mother. Shut your mouth.
Hello.
Just talking about NooBTooB.
Yeah. Hello. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Ha ha. Fuck you.